Hi, my name is Justin Murdoch, and I'm doing a presentation today about whistleblowing. The remarks from my presentation come from an article in the Boston Globe called "The Whistleblower." So this article is about the famous Ponzi scheme performed by Bernard Madoff, and this Ponzi scheme involved fraudulently taking money from hundreds of investors, and this was a huge fraud that that happened in the early 2000s, over $50 billion fraud. And the person that blew the whistle on this fraud was Harry Markopolos. Harry Markopolos was not a well-known person before this case. He was an accountant outside of Boston, and he blew the whistle on Madoff. And so we're going to talk a little bit about the seven steps to help someone that's in an ethical situation where they feel that they need to blow a whistle. And each situation will be different. So when you blow the whistle, some steps might be more prevalent than others. But the 7 steps are: step 1 is talk with your immediate manager. Step 2, discuss issues with your family. Step 3 is take it to the next level. Step 4, contact your company's ethics officer. Step 5 is go outside the chain of command. Step 6 is go outside the company, and step 7 is to leave the company. In the case Harry Markopolos, he was asked by his manager to try and figure out how Bernard Madoff, the person that was involved in this Ponzi scheme, how he was continually getting such high return on investment for all of his investors. So he was asked to kind of try and figure out what Madoff was doing so they could replicate that. So Harry Markopolos studied Madoff's investments and his strategies, and he came to realize rather shortly that he wasn't getting these high returns continually, that it was just a big fraud, a Ponzi scheme. And so in the first step, he had correlation with his manager about this, because his manager asked him to do it. But the thing that he did most was go outside the company, because this wasn't a fraud that was happening within the company. This was outside the company. This was a fraud that involved hundreds of investors. So his main whistleblowing act was communication with the SEC, and that started in 2000 and continued for about 10 years. There were over 29 red flags that he saw when he conducted his efforts to find out about this Ponzi scheme. And so he communicated with the SEC regularly beginning in 2000, and actually formally communicated with them 5 times before the fraud case eventually became public knowledge, and before Madoff was sent to prison. And the aftermath of all this is that Madoff spent the rest of his life in prison, and Harry Markopolos was a hero. It's just a tragedy that so many people lost so much money because of this man. So that is my whistleblowing presentation. Thank you so much.